out. Put your hands on top of the car.
Officers find concealed weapons in a car pulled over for reckless driving.
Don't move your hands.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
A man runs from the highway patrol and then decides to try and shoot it out.
Stockton 503, we're being advised by the paramedic that needs some jaws of life.
Officers and firemen desperately race to save a victim trapped in an overturned car.
And persons are trapped inside.
No! God, I can't believe it! Oh, my God!
And a suspect loses control when he's busted for drug possession. These are the real stories of the Highway Patrol.
What you're about to see is real. Stories from the files of the California Highway Patrol and other state police agencies across America. Stories from and about patrol officers out on the highway and roads where nothing is ever just routine. The highway system of California that makes driving so easy also serves as a corridor for the transport of narcotics and other contraband. Highway patrol officers are trained to look out for vehicles that might be part of drug trafficking operations. Recently in our Southern Division, a suspicious car was pulled over for reckless driving.
Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to lock up the car here.
Well, I have my
Damn it! Man up against the wall.
Gun!
Two of them! Get the other one. Pitch it. Guns. Put your hands out where I can see you. Get out. Put your hands on top of the car.
Stay!
Keep them there. Don't move your hands. He appeared to be nervous and fidgety, and he didn't know who the driver was. And he told me his name was Jose. He didn't know his last name. So I got him out of the vehicle and patted him down for weapons. And then I found two revolvers stuck in the back of his waistband.
When you find a snake, you go looking for some more snakes. We found two guns, so now we're going to see what else we've got in here. We got enough different kinds of cologne in here for... Jeff, that may be why all the cologne's in here. Who owns this car? Kill the smell for a dog. Kill the smell for a dog. I'll go ahead and check in here for panels while you're checking that. I'm looking for any kind of a compartment or screws that have been messed with. We've got two guns. Corporal Klug seemed to think that possibly this was a pipeline car to start with. That's what got us here.
We had 5 rounds, 38 special. This is a Saturday night special type weapon. This one here appears to be a better weapon.
Where do you live now?
I live with my friends.
What's their address?
Back off the light.
I don't know exactly, but it's in Rialto.
In Rialto?
Yeah.
But you don't know where?
I don't know that.
How long have you known him?
like for 4 years.
But you don't know who he is?
No, I just know him, because he's my friend. That's why.
Sure. How old are you?
16.
16. You run around with a guy for 4 years and don't even know who he is.
Well, I mean...
Where does he live?
I don't know.
No, nothing.
I know he's...
We're trying to find out who this guy really is. Everybody knows him as Jose, but nobody knows his last name. They've known him for a long time. Don't know where he lives or anything like that. He doesn't know where he lives, according to him.
In any case, he's got 2 violations. He's carrying a concealed weapon and carrying a loaded weapon concealed.
Generally, the reason most of these people don't tell us who they are is because either they have warrants outstanding or they're up here, could be up here illegally, and they just don't want us to know who they are. And it really complicates the hell out of things because now we're going to have to take him down, run a Cal ID on his license or on his fingerprints, and see if we can determine if he's been involved in anything and find out who he really is. He may be telling the truth, but we don't know right now.
When an automobile accident happens, timing, skill, and cooperation between emergency teams all play a vital part in the race to save a life. CHP officers in the Stockton area faced a life-threatening situation, a Thursday night highway accident with a victim possibly pinned inside the wreckage.
Okay, right now we're responding to 1179, supposed to be a pin-in on Highway 4, 2 miles west of Holt Road, which is out on the west side of I-5. It's curvatus right next to a levee.
397, roadway clear for now, 2230 hours.
Is there anybody in the car? Yeah. Stockton 503, we're being advised by the paramedic that needs some jaws of life or some manner to get this vehicle upright. It's overturned in the ditch and person's trapped inside.
No, don't stick your head in it. Can you just see anything besides?
Hopefully the tow truck can overturn it back up so that we can get that thing out of there, get the door open and pop her out. The driver is in the ambulance now. And this is the other passenger. The other person in that car is a passenger. Looks like she's in the back seat. Well, like I say, we'll know more once we get her out of there.
LA, North Sun.
Why don't you grab this side, yeah.
Put down on that handle. See if it
I don't know.
Medic 72, Metaplay 1.
It's pretty well pinned in there. Let's try it again, though. So far, we're still having trouble getting her out of there. We got the tow truck. We got the tow truck coming down this dirt road here, and hopefully they can right side the car up on that side, keeping all the weight off of her. She's trapped in there. If we bring it over this way, there's too much of a possibility that the weight of the car might be worse on her. We've got a helicopter coming in for the injured parties. But like I say, hopefully we can get her out of there and get her shipped off too. Are they going to try and open the jaws on this side first? Our tow truck's coming now. If they can take some of the weight off it, maybe it'll be better.
Larry, how many are there supposed to be?
Three. Total three.
Huh?
Total three.
There's two in here?
No, one in here, two out.
Let's go ahead. Jim, why don't you come over here with that Hirsch tool? Let's push this tool. Let's take this off this hinge right here.
Hey, 20, then out to change out of with two patients. Go to Iller.
No. You get in there. It's in there.
Can you copy me? Go ahead. Yeah,
Looks like it's going to be probably a fatality accident. We'll know more when death is officially pronounced, but it doesn't look like looks like it's going to be a fatality. Thanks for your help. Okay, it is a fatality accident. The driver and the other passenger have already been taken away to St. Joseph Hospital, and we're going to go talk to them in just a few minutes. There's supposedly nobody else left in the vehicle. We checked that, and the tow truck driver is trying to overturn the vehicle enough so we know for sure. But it looks like it's just the three of them. Three girls, three teenage girls. Wish I could tell you more. It's very unfortunate. We're going to the hospital to double check on if there was any alcohol and or drugs, and to make sure that there wasn't, to not only to benefit her, but to benefit the people who unfortunately lost a daughter. The whole incident is very unfortunate, and it just shows the importance of seatbelts. That had she had her seat belted in, she might have sustained some injuries, but definitely not fatal injuries. That was very, like I say, unfortunate on her part.
As shown here, you got 2 with seat belts and 1 without, and the 2 with seat belts survived, and the one that died was not wearing one. So that kind of says it all.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Don't do it! Don't do
Next, the highway patrol is forced to confront a man determined to shoot it out.
I'm the man.
When a driver fails to yield to a patrol car, it sometimes means that drugs and/or alcohol are involved. In the case of suspect Walter Elliott Stevens, it meant he had something very real to hide. Officer Rick Linson and Mark Wilson were working out of the Stockton, California area when they found out why Stevens wouldn't stop.
Shortly after noon on Wednesday, September 26, 1990, Stevens leaves a local restaurant where he works and drives home. He takes 2 guns from a cabinet in his mother's trailer where he had spent the previous evening. The weapons, a Browning .357 rifle and a .357 Ruger revolver. Later that evening, Stevens returns to the restaurant. He has been drinking and asks if he could forego his usual job and wash dishes. His supervisor agrees, but warns the man not to show up for work again with alcohol on his breath. He finishes about 10, then asks a co-worker to loan him some money. Stevens goes into the restaurant bar and has a drink. The bartender talks with him briefly, and he appears to be acting normally. About half an hour later, Stevens leaves the restaurant. He calls his mother and asks her to tape a show about the Civil War that's on TV that evening. No one sees or hears from Stevens until 7 hours later. At 5 a.m., CHP officers Rick Linson and Marek Wilson are nearing the end of their night shift. With only an hour to go, they are making a final patrol on their beat. Northbound on Route 99, they notice a white sedan swerving back and forth on the highway. The driver is speeding, tailgating, and making unsafe lane changes. The patrolmen suspect the man is driving under the influence and move in behind his car. Linson turns on his red lights and siren. Officer Wilson sees the suspect looking back at them, but the man still refuses to pull over. As the patrol vehicle gets closer, Wilson spots what looks like a rifle barrel sticking up above the front seat. Then the suspect leads them off the freeway, running stop signs and racing through several residential streets until he finally turns into the Leisure Manor Mobile Home Park. The officers follow him. Stevens pulls to a stop, but Linson and Wilson get out first and draw their guns. Stevens gets out of his car holding his rifle. Linson and Wilson begin shouting at the suspect to drop his gun. The man cocks his weapon and aims it at the officers. Linson responds, firing 2 shots which hit Stevens in the arm and chest. Stevens lifts his rifle a second time to shoot back. Linson fires again. This time, Stevens goes down seriously wounded. Inside the car, Officer Wilson finds the suspect's Ruger pistol and some .38 caliber flat-nosed bullets. Paramedics attempting to save Stevens are not successful. He is pronounced dead at the scene. Officers find an empty rifle cartridge on the ground near Stevens' body. Police investigators believe Stevens fired the rifle earlier and left the empty round in the chamber. when he jumped out of his car and aimed at the patrolman. He apparently ejected the empty shell, but jammed the rifle while trying to load the next round into the chamber.
Drop it!
Officers discovered 7 more live rounds in his gun. Next, hysterics on the highway as a man is caught with illegal drugs.
In Arkansas, patrol one of our nation's major illicit drug transportation routes. With the help of a video camera mounted in the patrol car, troopers Joe Williams and Jim Clark were able to record one suspect's reaction to being caught.
Well, it was a Sunday morning, about this temperature, wasn't it? Yeah. And been raining a little bit, and this guy comes down the hill. Seemed like a real nice guy.
Were you? How did your grandmother end up in Texas? Or just...
My wife's. I was in Texas for 12 years.
She's your wife in Texas?
Yeah. In the process, he kind of got a little nervous, so we asked him if we could look in his car, and he didn't have any problem with that whatsoever.
What is, we have a lot of trouble with drug trafficking and stolen property and things like that. If you don't mind and you cooperate, then we'll just look through your car real quick and you'll be on your way. Okay? What this is a consent to search form saying it's okay if we look through your car. We're not making you cooperate or anything like that.
I got suitcase and breakfast stuff.
Breakfast?
Yeah, McDonald's. I just stopped, and that's the worst damn thing I've ever seen.
McDonald's? Don't talk about McDonald's. I don't know what I'd do if it wasn't for McDonald's. That's for all the place I ever eat.
He did talk about McDonald's, and we didn't appreciate that. That was his downfall. And so once after he made a bad remark about McDonald's, we searched his car. In a suitcase in the trunk was 10 pounds of marijuana wrapped in a garbage sack. So we placed the fellow under arrest, read him his rights, and put him in the back seat of my police car. When he was sitting in the back seat of my car, our transmitters are plugged up to our video camera on the dash. And the video camera somehow came and plugged the transmitter from the outside that I wear, and my mic on my camera was left on. So when he was in my car, the audio was being picked up inside my car, not outside. And we was unaware of that at the time till we reviewed the videotape.
God almighty.
Oh, I can't believe it! Oh, no! 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 God, I can't believe it! Oh, my God! Ah! Oh, my God!
And the next thing I know, we're back up at the car searching, and I'm looking in the trunk. I thought I heard something. I looked around and walked back to the car and opened the door and asked if he'd hollered at us.
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Why was that? You hollered late? No, sir, I'm just freaked out. I just can't believe it happened.
And he just screamed his lungs out. And screamed his lungs out. And screamed his lungs out.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm sure a lot of them freak out somewhere else, but this is the first one and probably the only one that we know of has freaked out in the backseat of a car.
Oh, my God! Help me! Help me, God! Help me!
I'm the man.
Factor in almost half of all fatal traffic crashes. Please, don't drink and drive. From the men and women of the Highway Patrol and state police agencies of America, thank you for watching.